have, you can't, that's why PayPal works so well. You have to say, unless you have a method, some sort of business where you can accept credit card payments, you have to say, I want a certified check or bank check or money order. And there are people who have, I've sold things that said, I don't like PayPal or I can't use it. Can I send you a U.S. Post Office money order? And it's your choice. You can say, no thanks, or say, sure. And, you know, so. But I just like using PayPal because after I finish this and I click it, the next thing that I'm going to have to do is wrap that box and take it to the post office. And maybe it'd be worth $155. I don't know.
Do you insure the box?
There's a place here that you can add insurance. If it was something that was really valuable, I would say the shipping includes $500 worth of insurance or something. But I'm not going to insure this. It's just a wooden box. You know, it's already broken.
The way you had it set up, if nobody offers you $55, it doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell, and then at the end of the auction, you'll get an email from eBay said your item didn't sell, and you can just click a button that says relist, and you can edit it. You can lower the price, or you can just say I'm not going to sell it. And oftentimes, you know, and again, it's like if it's 7 days, and the guy who's collecting Campbell's soup wooden boxes is out on the Cape with his grandchildren, he didn't see it, so sometimes I keep relisting it for 3 or 4 times, and eventually it sells, and then I'm done with it.
Or you could lower that.
Or you can adjust the price and make it lower. And I have no idea about the price of that. You saw what I saw, so.
Did you make up the $22?
I'm sorry?
Did you make up the?
No, what I did is, we were discussing that earlier, that's one of the pains in the butt about Craigslist, is you need to know what the shipping price is. So before you list it, you box it up, you take it down to the post office, and you say, how much is it going to cost me to ship this? And since I only wanted to sell it easily, I said domestic, continental United States, and I said California, you know, and they give me, it said, be $22, 21 and change, you know, so I rounded it up to 22. And sometimes if I've sold a bunch of maps that I had, and I just put them in an envelope, and I say shipping included, because it was stuff in an envelope, I put a stamp on it.
You could go to the U.S. Postal Service site and just pick a California zip code and the weight, and it'll tell you $22.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So.
When you agree to accept a money order, for instance, do you wait until you receive that before you ship?
You wait until the money is cash in your hand, and they expect it. And everybody who uses this site knows that's the method. It's like, if you don't have the money, you don't get your product. And that's the nice thing about, I will get an email in 7 days, if somebody buys this, from PayPal saying that PayPal has credited my account with $55 or whatever it is, and then I will just ship it the next day, or whatever, depending on when 7 days is, and maybe on a Sunday, but I'll ship it right away just to get rid of it.
When you say I want $155 or reasonable offer, how do you go back and forth? Do you have an obligation to accept a certain amount?
You have you have an obligation as a human to be courteous. They can click on your email address, and through you'll get an email. They won't give you your real email address, but it'll go through eBay, and you'll get an email saying that such and such person offered you $140, and you can and then you can respond and say, yes, I will sell it to you for $140. You have a choice. I mean, as the seller, you can say that, you know, I'm not going to take less than that, you know, and, you know, it's grandma's teapot, and I don't want to give it away. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the, I'm going to just put down large package. And I don't really need to put down any of this stuff. It does say where the location is. It tells I live in Wilton. And I know that happens if like you're selling a vehicle or something large, people will want to see where you come from, and they may have to come and get it. And it's got, also the return policy is here, and all returns are accepted. I mean, if somebody doesn't want it, you gotta take it back. And here it says return shipping will be paid by your buyer. So in other words, if somebody gets this box and they decide they don't want it, and they said, okay, I'm gonna ship it back, I will give them back their money, but they have to pay to ship it to me, and I'm not gonna give them their money until I get it back. And it's possible that since I'm not insuring it, you know, this thing could be, you know, run over by a truck and be crunched, and, you know, I'm gonna give them their money back, and that's the way it is. So.
Now, did you establish that, all of those return policies?
No, those are the standard policy. If you have something else that you want to do, you can amend that, but I just follow the standard eBay policy. It just makes it simple.
Okay, so the thing at the bottom that says change your return policy would be if you wanted to add something.
Right, right. You know, if I was selling clothes, for instance, I might not want to get it back.
Did I hear you say that you don't ship until you hear from PayPal?
Exactly. I will get it, if this thing sells in 7 days, I will get an email. First of all, the way it works is I will get an email that says your product is sold for whatever the amount is. And then probably a day or two later, when the seller gets around to it, he will click on PayPal and send it to it, and I will just receive an email that says, I got a notice from PayPal that I received an amount of money that was, you know, equal to the price of the item plus the shipping, and then that means I have the money in hand. And then I will pick that box up, and I will write that guy's name on it with a magic marker, and I will send it to him. Or if I was really organized, which I'm not, I would click on it, and it would print me out an address label, and I would take that on there. So it makes it very, very simple. And I try to keep this really basic. Like I said, I am not an expert at it, but this is how you sell stuff. Okay, so far my fees are 0, which is nice. And I want to continue. So, because I didn't do anything special, there's no fees. I'm going to list my item now. And so I can view my listing. And so on the listing item, it actually tells you how many people looked at it. So if, you know, I don't have any bids on it in 5 or 6 days, but I can see 50 people have looked at it. I said, aha, somebody's going to buy this thing. They're just waiting. And that's what it looks like. So if somebody looks at it, they can see that side, they can see this, they can see this. They can see the bottom of it and the actual woodwork in the corners. And that's how you sell it. And so basically it's now online for anybody in the domestic United States to buy it, or some crazy person in Canada perhaps who wants to pay something extra and convinces me to do that, then that's how I'm going to get rid of this box. Okay. Yes.
So they're all listed 2 weeks? Is that the standard?
This one is 7 days.
7 days.
You can choose it. You can choose it. Some are very short, and you can also choose when you start it. For instance, if I listed this thing because I had all this stuff I wanted to get rid of, but I'm going to go on a holiday for a week, I can have it start in a week. So when I come back, and if I'm not going to be in pocket, I'll be out of pocket. I won't be able to answer the questions.
Could say the start date and follow.
Right. Typically, what I try to do is follow the basic rules. Like I said, I'm not an expert. 7 days seems to work. Okay, but in 7 days, there might not be any crazed Campbell's soup box collector. So I'll list it again, I'll list it and list it and list it until somebody buys it or I'll lower the price.
And I noticed it said automatically review this 3 times a transaction.
Yeah. But I'll just wait.
I'm going to spend all day just working on creating listings, and you got 20 listings at the end of the day. Can you save those and then just go back and
Yes,
use them
yes,
one at a time?
there's a way, there's a clip that you can save it as a template. And so if you have, like, I had a bunch of maps that I was selling, and I used the same template, I just changed the map, and I used the same price. So, yes,
I noticed that you did not fill in the box that asked, that said the weight of it.
No, I said the
You
shipping.
always put the weight on it. You don't have to fill
I
it.
said, oh, I'm gonna ship it for $22.
Right, but I mean, you don't have to then,
No.
because we were always weighing everything and with the
Yeah.
packing and,
Well, if you don't ship,
you don't have to do that.
no, I know I'm gonna ship it for $22. No matter how much it weighs, that's the way it is. Okay, I'm gonna move along here, because we have other stuff to do.
What percentage does the bank get?
I think they take 5 or 6%. I can't remember. I just looked it up before, because I knew someone was gonna ask me, and I wrote it down, and I don't. But it's, again, it's a trifle, because you get rid of this stuff, you know, and some of these things, you know, you find that you have no attachment to and have no value to you, and somebody is, you know, I don't want to insult anybody here, a Hummel collector, and you know, grandma left me a half a dozen Hummels, and I don't want them in my house, and somebody might pay $100 for each one. And that's the other thing, is like, you have to, when you're selling something, you have to use some strategy. Do I sell all of these things as a collection, or do I sell each one individually? All right, Craigslist. If you think eBay was complicated, Craigslist isn't. Okay, Craigslist, there are some basic things that you need to know to be successful with this. It is like a garage sale or the old style classified ad. Generally, the sales are all local. When we make a listing, it'll say, my listing, it'll say Wilton. And so if somebody knows that they want to buy it, they're going to have to come to Wilton to get it. You know, and you can say, well, you know, but if you're going to look for instance, you're going to look for a boat and you're going to be on Cape Cod, you might want to look in Massachusetts. But generally, it's local. Always cash. I mean, that's not the rule, that's my rule. And if you have any other rule, you're making a serious error. If somebody wants to buy something from you, you have to have cash. The scary part is you will meet the buyer and or seller. Okay? And security, I think, is an issue. So, in other words, if I'm going to sell a product here, somebody might want to come to my house to buy it. And a lot of people, including myself, might be uncomfortable with it. So, oftentimes I say, yep, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be home. I will meet you at the parking lot in front of the Irving gas station on the corner of 101. I'll be there at 5 o'clock. And usually there's emails that go back and forth, and you feel comfortable whether somebody's going to be there. So a public location is always helpful, and I would recommend that. Unless you have something big you want to sell, like you have an engine from a car that you want to get rid of, somebody's got to come to your house. That's pretty much the way it is. But I would be very careful, you know, who you invite to your house. And they have to be careful too. I had a food dryer that I was trying to sell, and some woman called, said she would buy it. She came, she drove up in a SUV and opened the door, and I was not really paying attention. And she came into my garage, and I looked, and my dog had gotten into her car and stole both of her kids' sandwiches. And, you know, so she wasn't very happy, but we laughed as dogs. Okay, there are no guarantees or refunds. Basically, you know, somebody's going to say, I got this water bottle, you come by and buy it, and you get home and you find out it's salt water, that's the way it goes.
Can they show up, see it, and change their mind?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, there is no guarantees one way or the other. Somebody, you know, wants to, oh, well, you know, I didn't realize that those things were going to be, there's too many scratches. And you have to expect a price negotiation. If I'm trying to sell this for, if I really want to get $1 for it, I'll probably ask $1.25, knowing somebody's going to offer me $1. And you know, I've sold, so I have like, you know, apple press that I want to was falling apart, and I knew they were valuable, and I wanted like $500 for it, so I asked $650, and somebody actually paid me $5.25, you know. And it has to be cash. And so this is the item we're gonna sell. We just redid our bathroom, we had these really ugly vanity lights. And so this, I hate to throw them away, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. And so, to get on Craigslist, it's so much simpler. Again, it's www.craigslist, and then when you get to Craigslist, you get to select the state, and I already have it, it's gone to New Hampshire. And so you have all these categories, and I reckon you do not have to sign in when you do it. So I am going to post the classifieds. And it gives you some warnings, and they ask me for my password, which is there. And you have to log in, but I've already done that. As soon as my right password. And these are the what I can post it. Jobs offered, gig, resume, housing, sale by owner, services. You can find yourself a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You can be really scary. So I'm going to go for sale by owner, which is right here. And then you have all these categories. Antiques, appliances, and I thought that this would probably be best under household items. You have to pick one. And so the posting title, I'm going to call it Vanity Light. Vanity Light Set. And big price, I thought $12 sounds really exorbitant. And you got to put a location. And I live in Wilton. And they ask for the postal code. And then, very simply, I'm just going to put down bathroom, vanity light fixtures. Oops. 18 inches long. I learned my lesson. By 4. By 4 and 1.5 inches wide. Each has 3 light sockets. Comes with 3 40 watt bulbs.
And you don't say how many light fixtures. You said set. Set.
Yes.
But are there 2 of them? or
Yes,
one?
yes.
2 is the set.
Set of 2. I'm not going to put the size of condition. I'll put down fair. And I'm not going to show it on the map. I don't want anybody to know where I live. And I'm not going to hear others contact me for other sales. There's no way I want anybody to contact me. Especially for this. And now I'm going to add some images, just like before. Where my lesson. There we go. Done with images. It's already posted, so if somebody wants to put this ugly bathroom fixture in their bathroom, they can have at it.
No,
I mean,
it's
I
not
just, I
posted.
was in my garage trying to think what I could do, you
It's
know?
not posted.
No, I have to publish it
And
first.
then you have to go to your email and click on something.
No, I'm gonna publish, and now it's done. It already knows because I'm already logged in, it knows my email address. So it's it's now there.
So when it gets posted, how do they contact you?
Okay, so let's go to New Hampshire Craigslist. And let's look for an item. Okay, it'll take like a couple of minutes for that thing to appear. But let's say we're going to, what do we want to buy? I'm sorry?
Jewelry.
Okay, we want to buy some jewelry. Why? Oh, you know what we should buy? We should buy something that we'd never buy. Let's search for hummus. How many M's in hummus? And so, somebody, and it's by date, okay? So the most recent listing is on top. And so this first one, these guys have hummus, and there's pictures of them, and look at that, man, I can't wait. And they want, 67 hummus in original box, only want $4,500. And so to reply, I would click on reply and say, I am interested in your hummus, but I only want to pay you $45. And they would send me an email back with, go jump in the lake. Or they would say, excellent, I really want to get rid of them. Can you, I live where Easton, I don't even know where Easton is. Where's Easton, New Hampshire?
Up near Conway.
Yeah, so I said, I'm going to be in Easton next weekend, can I meet you there? And then you go there, you give them it. So, but we can look at some other listings for hummus here.
What does the prohibited mean?
I don't know, I didn't see that, I didn't notice it. Like here's a display, let's see if we can find something, right here, the gossip. I don't know what that is there. Trying to find what it is, that's easy. Here's somebody has a humble display cabinet. But you can't send them any spam, is what it means. You can only respond to it. So if I want to go to Fremont and I want to buy this cabinet, it says, very nice display cabinet for sliding glass doors, great for any beauty salon or for home, display knickknacks, hummus, china, do not contact. And so if I want, I can click reply, and I would reply to this, your email doesn't show up, okay? I reply to this number, and I would say, I'm interested in your cabinet, would you take $70 for it, and can I come by tomorrow to get it? And they would respond saying yes or no, and then you would go there, wherever they want to meet, and you might have to bring somebody with you to help you lift it. We had some, in the library in Wilton, we had this old couch that I had it on for free. We had no responses at all. It was too heavy for us to move. And so I put it on the same pictures, the same wording, and I put it on the furniture, and I had it for $1, and people were fighting over it. And I told them, I said, you can come and get it, but you need to have 3 people, because if I think you're going to damage anything in the library, I'm going to make you leave it. So they came with 3 huge guys, and they carried it down, and I made them put the $1 in the fine for it. We got rid of that.
I have a question for you. The thing with listing on Craigslist is because it's by date, it's going to get buried in there.
Yes. If you listen, if for instance, if you were, let's go back to the beginning here, and you had these hummus that you wanted, tomorrow, it may be down a little bit further. And because all the new listings go on top. And so you can go to your account and you can relist it, which makes it go back up to the top. Which they won't let you relist it unless it's been there for a while. I will show you my account as long as you promise you won't have. Okay, so here's my Vanity light set. It's listed. I can edit it if I want to, change the price, or I can delete it. I had an extra ticket for the Banff Mountain Film Festival. We had a bunch of friends who were going and somebody got sick, and it cost me $31. I put it on there, and an hour later I got an email from somebody who wanted the ticket for $31. And I said, well, we're going to be some restaurant in Portsmouth, And they met me there, and they gave me $31 and gave me a ticket. And so, I can repost it. I deleted some expired. When we redid the bathroom, this was a joke, like, who would buy this sink? I guess only the picture's gone. It was a blue bathroom sink, you know, a 1960s special. So that's what, I mean, so Craigslist, again, it's cash and it's local, and it's like a yard sale or a garage sale for one item, where you can post that you're having a garage sale. You can get rid of a ticket. Let's say you wanted to go to the Banff Mountain Film Festival, you can post looking for one ticket, or looking for 2 tickets, or looking for Red Sox tickets. There's even sections here, ride share, where, you know, I need to get to Florida next week, you know, and there might be somebody there who's, you know, there's a car going from Durham to Washington, D.C. that's looking for a rider. So, but you have to be careful, because you don't know who these people are.
When you sold your ticket, was it up to you to go in and delete the listing?
I'm sorry?
When you sold your Banff ticket, was it up to you to delete that listing?
Yes. After, when somebody buys it, it's, you know, common courtesy just to delete your listing.
Okay.
But it's not police. There's no Craigslist police. And there are times that, oh my God, you know, I sold those skis 2 months ago and I haven't taken it off. But no one's looked for them anyhow, and then you go and you delete them. But again, if you look at my, like, let's, you know, I mean, there's free, I always am amazed, you know. Somebody want all the people who want to sell mattresses that are being used. Yes?
That's what I find about Craigslist, is that people don't take it off.
No.
And then if you try to, you know, go to it, they won't even answer your email.
No, and so I only look at most recent dates, and, you know, it's like, and again, it's a yard sale, and it's, like the old people used to use want ads in the newspaper. You know, I have 6 chicks for sale. You know, I got some hens they got to get rid of.
Although what I find, in one way, you can correspond with the people to get a little more information on.
Oh yeah. You can email a person and you can say, well, what is the actual weight of this object, or will you take less? You know, and again, it's, you know, and then you gotta meet them, and they have to have cash in hand. And so where I'm selling something, I make sure I have change. And my most recent purchase is I had a gravel driveway that had all these ruts in it. And I was sitting at a doctor's office, kind of thumbing through a magazine, and I saw that this company, DR, made this thing that you drag behind your garden tractor that smoothed out your driveway. And so I looked it up, and it was like $1,200. And I said, no way. And so I went on Craigslist, and I saw one, the exact same thing for $600. And I, you know, found out, I emailed the guy, and I said, can I come up and look at it? And he goes, yeah. I said, it's in good condition. He goes, you know, I've never used it. We bought the house, and we paved the driveway, and it's been in the garage here. So I drove up to this guy in my van, and I got there, and I looked at it. It looked like it was brand new, but I had done some research, and I said, where is the controller? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, how do I know it works? He goes, I don't know. And I said, well, I'm not going to give you $600 for something I don't know if it works. He goes, well, I said, you know, I'll take a chance and give you $200 for it right now. And he goes, no way. And I said, okay, I understand. And so I said, if you find a clicker, you know my email address, I'll come back and buy it. And so I got in the car, and I drove like maybe 5 minutes, and I get a phone call, and the guy says, I got to get rid of this thing. If you still got $250, I'll give it to you. And so I went back, gave him $250, and I mean, that's the way it works.
It'll work.
Yeah. There was no clicker. I had a fool with it, but it was worth the $400 difference.
The pros with this is you don't have to worry about the shipping.
There's no shipping.
You know, and if it's a big item or it's a piece of furniture, it's wonderful.
Right. Somebody comes right to your house.
The problem is that you're limited in your audience within the state and the distance somebody wants.
Right.
Whereas eBay is all over the world.
Exactly.
This
is local. eBay is worldwide. Craigslist is local. It's like putting something in the Manchester want ads.
Yeah.
You know, or Hooks it. I don't even know Hooks it has.
And it's no charge.
It's free. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question for you. We had a generator put in, and we had the electrical box, which is very expensive. And then we had to get our house fuses to build an old house. And we didn't need this thing anymore, that we spent a lot of money for. We never used it. So my husband put it, my son put it on Craigslist for us, of course, and then it got buried. So, and is it better to just keep relisting it on Craigslist?
Yeah, because it doesn't cost anything, and eventually somebody will say, oh man, maybe I can get one of those things, you know? And that's what happens.
So how long can you wait before you relist it again?
You have to keep going to Craigslist and it'll say expired.
Oh, okay.
Or you can delete it and relist it.
No.
And, yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then get rid of
just,
this thing, get a lot of money for it, whatever we get.
I mean, I cleaned out a garage, and I would venture to say that no one in here has an antenna on their roof anymore. And I had the rotor for my antenna. I had a rotor, the thing that turned my antenna around, in the box. I said, I hate to just throw this thing away. So I put it on Craigslist, I had an antenna, rotor, and working condition. I had a little short piece of wire and it worked. Some guy, I listed it for $25. Guy came and called me up or emailed me the next day and came to my house and gave me $25 for it. It's like, I don't, maybe it was you, I don't know.
I think I know that now.
Yeah, and so, I'm sorry, guy.
How long before they expire?
I think it's a couple of weeks. You know, and it's really kind of non-policed, and you know, and of course there are all kinds of scams. I mean, there are serious scams. You know, I was trying to sell for a friend of mine. He had these garage stairs that were very expensive, one of those drop-down steps, and these were like a real steps, and we had it listed for like $600. And I got an email from somebody saying that I'm happy to buy it, and I'm going to send you a check for $600 plus $300 for shipping, and but you need to write me a check right away and send it so I can get the shipper. And so I said, sure. And this guy, I get this check that obviously is fake, and you know, and so the rule, and I think I had it highlighted. Let me see if I can get back here. How do I get back? Always cash.
Yeah.
Literally, always cash. And again, if you're going to sell something to somebody, you know that they're going to want you. You better bring some cash with you. So you know, if they want it, they want to give $550. They only have $6. You got to have $50.
What numbers is Craigslist charges for listing?
Nothing. Craigslist is completely free. There's no charges on buying or selling, and again, it's unregulated, and so you have to be careful.
How they make the money?
I don't know. There may be some advertisements someplace, I don't know. And I know that there's a thing called, which I find to be very humorous, Craigslist. It's called Best of Craigslist, which is like, but it has all these ridiculous things that people have tried to sell. So, anyhow, I hope I haven't bored you too much, and I hope you.
So with Craigslist, it's just being patient to find somebody who's really wanting whatever you're trying to sell.
I was trying to sell some used cross-country skis. I just hated to throw them away. And I put it on, and it was, you know, somebody needed to be looking for cross-country skis with best style bindings that was this length. And, you know, a couple of weeks, somebody called me and goes, hey, I see those skis. You still got them? And I go, yeah. And I said, how much? I said, $25. And he goes, sure. And I said, I'll meet you at the Shaw's parking lot. You know, he lived there the next time over, and that was it. Yes?
So is it your real phone number and your real email addresses?
I'm sorry?
Are you giving him your real phone number?
That's the other thing, okay? If you want to have a conversation, I only give out my cell phone number.
Okay.
So nobody, I would not give out my home phone, and I would, only time I've ever given my address is if I had something really big that I had no way.
But your email address?
I'm not going to have to fight strangers into my house. So. Well, I thank you all for coming. Guess what this is?